I hate to be the bearer of bad news because I don't think people really understand what's coming next.
Right. So your big concern right now is what happens later.
And what's happening next is worse. Because I did some numbers today. I did some studying. I looked at the entire region, Latin America and the Caribbean.
Okay.
And all these governments are going broke. And one of the things I feel the Belizean people don't understand, the government went out in front of the public trying to be transparent. I understand why he did it. Explaining how much money they're being, they're borrowing and so forth. So to a Belizean, they're here 75 million or 100 million and so on and so forth. An average Belizean who's making 20 grand a year, that sounds like a lot of money.
Sure.
In theory. But what they don't understand is, the government is not making no money.
Right.
The government coffers is dried up. You understand? And God knows when they'll be able to borrow money again on that scale, because the big countries, the countries, the first world countries like America and UK and so on and so forth, some of the countries that we rely on for our trade and so on and so forth, tourism, that money is not coming back into our atmosphere anytime soon, or in that region anytime soon.
Right.
And what's going to happen is the government going to run out of money pretty soon. And when that happens, teachers going to have to take a pay cut. The police officers going to have to take a pay cut. The frontline people going to have to take a pay cut. You understand?
That's not good at all.
And for a lot of people who think, well, let us just open up our economy and things will just go back to normal. There's no more normal.
Right. So
this idea of a normal is a myth.
Right. What we used to know as
what
normal,
we know as normal is no more.
No more.
This is a new chapter. So people, you gotta understand, you gotta take this as a new chapter. Start to register that in your mind. So my thing is this. I mentioned last week that the government need to take this opportunity to fight for some of the things we talked about in the past. Like we cannot no more. We don't have the luxury no more to be buying electricity from other countries. We have the sun. We have all the necessary things within our country to be self-sufficient of solar energy. They need to push towards solar energy. Belize need to be a self-sufficient country after this all said and done, this whole pandemic was washed away. We need to be a self-sufficient country, meaning we need to provide our own electricity. We need to be able to feed our own people with, our farming game need to step up big time. You understand? Our people need to start to take care of themselves, man. All the drinking and smoking and not having a good immune system, that is just as valuable.
Yeah.
We need to get back into the skill of learning how to farm and be self-sufficient as Belizean. We need to get out of this nonsense of trying to catch up with what's going on up here and see how we can be self-sufficient down there. And if you don't do anything else based on this situation, that should be the thing that come out of this situation, where we are now going to focus on, as Belizeans, how are we going to be self-sufficient?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I see definitely on a long-term basis that is crucial, but I want to know now, like, what do we do now? You just told me that government's running out of money. Pretty sure the frontline workers will their salaries will be at risk, and that's a problem. That's a huge problem. So
the story is bleak.
The end of the month is when this is supposed to.
You're talking too close. So let's put it in perspective.
Okay.
I'm not talking about right now, like this month, next month. I'm talking about when August, September rolls around. When you got to send your kids back to school. For most people, they got high school kids. High school now is charging people over $1,000 just to register to go to school. School fees are due. Books, bags, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Multiple kids. The problem is you don't have a job that's going to be paying you to be self-sufficient in doing any of those things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, for example, because the money is drying up, a lot of small businesses will close their doors because of this. And the ones who are open, right, the ones who are fortunate to beat this, their customers will cut in half. Because even if you open up your doors tomorrow, where are your customers going to find money to pay for your goods? Explain that to me.
That's true.
You're talking about a country who never saved, ever. Ever. Never saved.
Right.
Anything.
That's crazy.
And at what point we going to have a serious conversation about where we're going to go from here? Because I am telling you right now, I'm talking about the entire region. For one, gas price, the gas period, oil has crashed. So right now, a stick of gum costs more than oil.
Yeah. That's good.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
And a lot of these countries in that region, we're talking about Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Venezuela, all these countries depend on oil. Trinidad, they all depend on oil. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then we were talking about just tourism.
That's what we depend on.
All of them depend on that. I'm talking about the entire region
Yeah.
depends on that. Then we're talking about trade. Ain't nobody buying your goods no more, man. Ain't nobody
No.
buying your sugar. Ain't nobody buying your cattle. None of that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be dried up. So tell me. Oh, by the way, investors, foreigners, the planes are not even running.
No.
And God knows when it's going to be safe enough for a person to get on a plane to come and invest in Belize, buy land, buy whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth thing is, to me, the most important part of it, a lot of the family members who are dependent on family members here in the States for a little stipend every now and then, Western Union or MoneyGram to a little 100, 200, 500. Throw them a little bone every now. That's drying up.
Yeah. The Americans can't even feed themselves.
They can't even feed themselves. So with all these entities and avenues of us making revenue, it's drying up. You as a small business able to beat this. You open your doors.
Who's going to come by? Where they're going to get the money
Where you
from?
get the money by any of this stuff? People will be focused on what's essential. Food.
Yeah.
Staying alive. Their safety. And they just released a bunch of these guys now back on the streets. We got to start to have a real conversation as to how we're going to move forward. And the idea that they think we're going to move back to how it was because that's all they think we know, that's not acceptable no more. The party's over.
Yeah.
That region will face a severe recession and probably a depression. As it is right now, they're having a hard time getting food down there to people in PG. There's a drought.
Yes.
Hurricane season just started. We're about to start pretty soon.
It's soon.
On the way to start.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? People got to start if they don't understand that we, at this time, we as one people have to come together, they will never get it.
Right.
We don't have the luxury no more to be complaining about stuff. We don't have the luxury no more to go at each other's necks, arguing over nonsense. Watching people off material things don't mean anything no more. It has no value.
We should be aware of that now.
You understand?
Like, that should be
Material things
clear
has no
evident.
value.
Yeah.
What matters most, man, is your people.
Mm-hmm.
And what we can do if we work together to build a better society for ourselves.